What is up, guys? Welcome to JS Racing. My name is Jason. Today's the third day of the race week, and it's very early in the morning. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to the track right now at this time because I need to rush out at least one kart for customers to try out today, because on a Thursday usually there are more people practicing, arriving at the track and such. So yeah, I'm gonna have to rush out a kart as soon as possible, way before the customers start arriving. That shouldn't be a problem. I mean, it's like a 20-minute job, so it's not a problem. So what I have to do is really just to change the sprockets. So yesterday when I tested the engine myself, because before then I had my friend test it, and then he kept saying it was like a carburetor problem, like it didn't have power, blah blah blah. I was like, that's not possible, because all the carburetor setup is like basically by now is all fixed and it's pretty much optimized. So I didn't think it was normal that he said it was carburetor problem. So I tested it, and carburetor didn't have a problem, but the car did have a problem with going up in power, at least in the earlier parts of the power band. So like from 2000, 3000 to 4000, it really had a rough time climbing up. The reason being that I was actually using their sprocket setup. For their karts, they're actually using the 420, the 420 chain system, which is like a much bigger, fatter chain. And their front sprocket is 10 teeth. The rear sprocket is only 38. So supposedly that's actually a very sort of high speed, low torque setup. The problem with our engine though, and also with me, I'm like 90 kilograms, so that's very heavy, first of all. Second is, it's actually a very short and windy track. It has a lot of corners connected to each other in very short amount of distance. So it's a really low speed track and technical. So the kart had a lot of problems. Like most of the time, I would say the kart was stuck between 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. And by the very last corner coming out onto the main straight, it took a while to actually get to like 4,000, and I was already about halfway through the main straight. So by the end of the straight, I was only at about 5,500 RPM. So that's like really, really bad gear ratio for us. So last night, I basically went home. I took my rear sprocket, my clutch, and my chains, and basically today I'm just going to use my own transmission system, which is the 219. It's a more common chain system for two-stroke engines and also performance kart setup. So yeah, I mean, their setup, like the reason why they're using such a large chain is because, first of all, they're using the GX270 has a larger torque, a lot more torque. On top of that, they need these things to last. 219s are not going to last. It's like it wears so quickly. So yeah, so they're going to use the 420s. I'm just going to keep using the 219s at least for this weekend. I mean, I only have 2 days of testing that I need to provide. So on a Saturday, starting Saturday, that's it. You know, they're not going to provide the ZR22 for people to try out anymore. It's going to be completely race oriented the whole day. So yeah, anyway, so I'm rushing to the track right now. It's going to take me about 45 minutes. Hopefully I remember to record some footage again, because yesterday I was just way too busy. So yeah, hopefully today I will remember to record something so that you know what's happening during the day. But anyway, so that's it for now. I'm gonna keep driving, and yeah, I'll see you guys at the track. Alright guys, it looks like I'm really burnt, and yeah, it's really tiring today. The sun is just relentless, but just want to show you guys real quick. Some more and more karts done now. We did all the braking in, engine braking in, all that stuff. So it's pretty much done. We just need to prepare 40 karts, because last minute there are a couple of people actually opted out of the race because they were participating in other races. So unfortunately, we're only having like 20 teams. So the 40 karts works like this. You have 20 karts for practice, and then you have 20 for the race. So the 20 for the race will not be touched until the race happens. So everyone gets a new kart, new tires, new engine. So makes everything fair. Now, just want to show you real quick my kart and tell you guys a little bit about what's been happening. Hold on. So that's the kart I'm working on, and the typical setup for a ZR22 is actually with a VM22 carburetor, but it really does feel like that the VM22 is a bit too unstable, and so I've switched to the PWK. It's a lot more powerful, but it's a bit smaller. So the VM22 is 26 millimeter, the PWK is 24 millimeter, so it's a bit smaller, but it's still very powerful. It's got a real kick to it. The reason why I switched it out is because there were just so many unknowns with the carburetor that for some reason I'm just unable to fix, and it's just really annoying the hell out of me. So right now I am going to stick with a PWK, and possibly, if it works, I'm gonna just have all the future engines, at least for this particular race, using the PWK 24. So I need to get on the track now for one last time to see if all the setups that I've been working on has fixed all the issues. So I'm gonna get ready now. All right, so it's now the end of Thursday. It is around 8 o'clock, and yeah, I'm close to getting home now. I don't have to stay back as late today because the organizer saw that I was pretty burnt and got a bit of sunstroke, heat stroke sort of thing. Well, I didn't really, but it was really an exhausting day. And I can tell you, man, I was drinking water, you know, sports drink, whatever, you know, electrolytes, all that stuff, and I didn't pee the entire day. And I peed at the end of the day, just, you know, once, and it was dark yellow. So I'm still extremely dehydrated. That's how bad it was. You know, it was so hot, I was sweating so much, it was crazy. It's unbearable. So the guy was like, yeah, I mean, I think you should just go back and have a rest. You know, you don't need to stay back. You know, my guys can do the rest. Anyway, so what happened with the engine? So yesterday I used their sprockets and their chain, like, you know, their chain was like 420, the clutch, all that, and it was just the wrong ratio. So I went home late last night and took my sprocket chains and all that stuff to the track, and I tried it out, but it wasn't really as ideal as I thought it would be. Like, the power was really poor. Like, I mean, the ratio is just not as suitable for this particular track. So yeah, I ended up having to spend the entire day just dealing with that, because the organizer actually got another pro driver to try it out, and they were just saying, you know, yeah, I think the ratio can go up a bit more. So right now the rear sprocket was 68 and now it's around 72. Front sprocket is 16. So it's yeah, it's a bit higher. You know, when I tested it, the torque was a bit better, but I never got them to try it out again, so I might do that tomorrow. But the problem is, I actually thought that their sprocket setup was going to be good enough for our engines, so I didn't buy any front sprocket clutches, and you know, the guys didn't prepare a lot, and because you know, this time around they were so rushed. You know, he was supposed to give me like 4 carts, he was only able to squeeze out 1 for me, so I couldn't test out a bunch of settings, and that's really annoying. And for all the sessions that were like on today, like I'd say 70% were for 2 strokes, and even the 30% is like really short, so I was not able to test out a lot of settings that I wanted. So he sort of felt a bit disappointed, because he was thinking that, oh, this engine is going to be, you know, end all be all, because, you know, the GX270 is like a piece of shit. It's heavy, and it's, you know, the horsepower is really low. But for all the sessions that I went on with my engine, I wasn't even able to catch up to this 270s, which is crazy. And I was like, what? This is wrong. So obviously there's something wrong with the gear ratio setup. I still need to tweak a few things tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to figure it out tomorrow morning, because I'm hoping that I'll be able to provide the engine for all the drivers to check out tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be mostly just 4-stroke sessions, but there are a couple of Bambino sessions and cadet sessions. So yeah, I don't know how much time I'll be able to have tomorrow, but I'll be at the track very, very early tomorrow. So the engine that's on the cart right now, I've actually installed a different carburetor now. It's a PWK24. I've been testing out all the jet settings and all that, so I was not able to get the perfect setting by the end of the day, because they didn't want noise complaints. So yeah, I wasn't able to get that done. Hopefully I'll be able to do that first thing in the morning, and then I'm going to assemble another engine tomorrow morning with the usual setup, which is the VM22, but with a bit of a tweak with the float. Hopefully that will alleviate a lot of the inertia problems that I was experiencing when cornering, because I felt there were a bit of flooding with the carburetor when I was cornering. But anyway, we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully tomorrow will be a lot smoother than today. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.